I'm from the Northern Mallee region of South Australia. My wife and I own a 2,000 hectare property. It's in quite marginal country, 275 millimetres of annual rainfall, and we sort of grow basically cereals and canola and legumes in that area. My definition of collaboration is people coming together where everyone actually adds something of value to the business and takes out something of value from the business. More so than cooperative, which is just more people coming together as such. So I guess that would be my definition of collaboration.
So now you've actually set up an 8,000 hectare collaborative farm. Describe to me the structure, what farming systems you're using, and how it's going in broad terms.
Sure. Well, it's basically there's two shareholders and myself and another farm. We had 2,000 hectares, and we came together with another farmer who also had 2,000 hectares. We came together, created Bullaburra as a business structure above it. We lease our properties to Bullaburra, and we set up what we call efficiency cells, which is basically a match of machinery, land, infrastructure and labour, which is at its most efficient. So we believe that for 4,000 hectares we can farm that at full capacity with a 40-foot seeder, a 300 horsepower tractor, a 40-foot harvester and a 100-foot boom spray as such. And that cell, if you want to expand, you need to replicate in that size cell. So we actually put together two cells. We already own 4,000 hectares, so we went and leased and share farmed another 4,000 hectares to give us our 8. And then we went and sold all of our machinery and went and purchased the machinery that we needed to most efficiently farm 8,000 hectares. And we brought in the capital that we needed to make that happen, and then we put ourselves into the business in the ways where we actually added the most value to that business. Above that we set up a board structure, and I guess partly identifying the fact that one of the biggest threats to any collaborative business is emotions and personalities and people getting along. So we have that structure in place to ensure that we can keep the emotions out of it, keep the personalities to one side, but also to have a level of independence in that business to make sure that we keep everything efficient and accountable and transparent.
I mean, you mentioned before the human chemistry that's necessary to kind of make this work.
Well, you've certainly got to be open to this type of structure, and it's certainly not going to be for everyone. One of the biggest limiting factors, I suppose, or things that hold people back is that especially family farmers are really independent, and you know, I think it's one of the great things, I suppose, about having a family farm is that, you know, you can get up in the morning and you can choose what you're going to do that day, and you can, you know, if you want to take the day off, you can. You know, it's up to you. There's no one that's sort of guiding you. Whereas within a collaborative type structure, well, there is a form of accountability, and there needs to be. But it's a professional business structure. You know, we're setting it up with some corporate values, and so, you know, if that's not the type of thing that people want, then maybe it's not for them. But you know, at the end of the day, it's about we actually want family businesses or these type of farms to be there for the next generation, and so maybe we need to be looking at going down this right way in order to make it more efficient and make it more profitable, so it can be there for the next generation.
You obviously love your work. If you were to graph the change that's occurred over the past 4 years in terms of your unit productivity, has building this collaborative structure given you great benefits in terms of income, productivity per hectare? What's your analysis?
Absolutely, and we've now that we've been going for 4 years, we can actually do some quality data on how we did perform, how we've performed as a shareholder of Bullaburra compared with how we would have performed outside of it. And I mean, there's lots of data I could throw at you, but I mean, for example, in 2010 we worked out that if we would have been on our own, our cost of production in our own family business that year would have been that it would have cost us $204 a tonne to grow a tonne of wheat. Within Bullaburra, it cost us $171. And I think that says a lot, and then of course we're actually growing even more because we've got even more economies of scale, so that probably says quite a bit. In our first year in 2009, we had a devastating drought, but even in that devastating drought we were no worse off as a shareholder of Bullaburra than we were without, but if it would have been an average year or an above average year, financially it was so far in front, it really wasn't funny. And you know, and financially is part of it, but there's also all these other aspects by the fact that there's flexibility of involvement. You know, I don't have to be there every day, you know, on call 24 hours a day. You know, I can actually be involved in this business in the area of my passion rather than having to be a jack of all trades and master of none. And as such, within our business, my business partner Robin, like he's certainly more focused on operations and agronomy and that side of it. So he's the operations manager of the business and does it exceptionally well. And I'm the executive director or the business manager, and so I handle all of that side of it, which is my passion, and I love it. And I get to sit on the tractor at seeding and harvest time and get told what to do. It's just fantastic for that flexibility of involvement.